What if losing your hair was actually making you more attractive, not as a consolation prize, not as a cope, but as a scientifically documented fact? Because that's what the research suggests. Multiple studies, multiple universities, all pointing in the same direction. Bald men are perceived as more dominant, more confident, and in some cases, more attractive than men with hair. Today, we're going to look at the actual science, not opinions, not Reddit threads, the studies. And by the end of this video, you might feel very differently about that receding hairline. Let's start with the most cited study on this topic. In 2012, a researcher at the University of Pennsylvania named Frank Muscarella conducted a series of experiments on how bald men are perceived. He showed participants photos of men, some with hair, some bald, some digitally altered to appear bald. The results were surprising. Participants consistently rated bald men as more dominant than their hair having counterparts, not just slightly more dominant, significantly more. But here's where it gets interesting. The same study found that bald men were also rated as older and slightly less attractive on average. So, which is it? More attractive or less? The answer depends on what kind of attractive we're talking about. A follow-up study published in the journal Social, Psychological, and Personality Science asked women to rate men on multiple dimensions. Men with shaved heads were rated as more masculine, more dominant, higher social status. Think about the most powerful bald men you can picture. Executives, athletes, action heroes. There's a pattern there. The study concluded that while hair loss itself was seen as less attractive, men who owned it by shaving completely were seen as stronger and more capable. The key word is owned it. Here's what the research keeps coming back to. It's not the baldness that's attractive or unattractive, it's what you do with it. A man desperately clinging to thinning hair, trying to hide it, covering it up, avoiding mirrors, reads as insecure. An insecurity is unattractive regardless of hair status. A man who shaves it clean and walks into a room like he owns the place, that's a completely different signal. Psychologists call this the dominance hypothesis. Physical traits that signal dominance, height, deep voice, strong build, are consistently rated as attractive across cultures. Baldness, particularly the fully shaved look, has joined that list. Albert Manus, a researcher at Wharton Business School, found that men with shaved heads were rated as an inch taller and about 13% stronger than the same men with hair. An inch taller, just from shaving your head. That's the power of the signal you're sending. So, what do you actually do with this information? First, if you're thinning, consider shaving it clean. The research consistently shows that the shaved look outperforms patchy thinning hair on every attractiveness metric. Stop half balding. Commit. Second, invest in what you can control. Fitness, posture, style, grooming, confidence. Bald men who are in good shape are rated dramatically more attractive than bald men who aren't. The baldness becomes a feature, not a bug. Third, stop apologizing for it. The moment you treat your baldness as a flaw, other people will too. The moment you treat it as part of who you are, so will they. The science is clear on one thing. Baldness is not a death sentence for attractiveness. It is a different playing field with different rules. And if you learn those rules, you can win. That's balding out loud. We take the thing most men feel bad about and we show you the full picture. Subscribe for a new video every week. Drop your questions below. We read every single one. See you next week.